Hi Aquarius, this is your 2012 special forecast brought to you by InsightfulAstrology.com. Aquarius, in 2012, you might struggle between feeling as if you are slipping through quicksand on the one hand, and then on another level, you're going to create something solid out of all of that elusive, slippery feeling. Let's get started. Love is a big deal for you this year. Big. And I mean big. Let's begin with the fact that Venus, the planet of love, will be retrograde in your 5th house of romance from May 15th until June 27th. With Venus retrograde in this part of your chart, you are very likely to encounter an old flame. You're very likely to have to go back and revisit some matter that has to do with a lover in your life, with a sweetheart. And while it's true you could also be going back to some issue with a child or a creative project, this is probably going to affect you strong in terms of love, because Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance, will also enter your 5th house after June 11th. And as if that weren't enough, May 20th, there's a solar eclipse in your 5th house. So there's something new coming out of whatever you're working on in matters of the heart during that Venus retrograde period. You're not going to see the rewards of it until after Venus goes direct and Jupiter has a chance to start working his magic in your 5th house. After this end of June period, it's also going to be wonderful to move ahead with any plans to conceive a child with your love or to work on a creative project. Now, in addition to all of this, there's a lot happening with work and career for you. Saturn, the planet of structure, planet of limitation and restriction, but also stability, will enter your 10th house of career after October 5th. When Saturn enters this part of your chart, you're in for a 2.5-year cycle of becoming the authority in your industry, becoming the boss over yourself and your own calling in life. And if you are not in the field that you're supposed to be in, I've got news for you, Aquarius. You're going to have some struggles ahead, because Saturn wants you to recognize that it is your duty to yourself to be doing exactly what you're meant to. And you could encounter some significant struggles and obstacles in your existing career path if you're not lined up to where you're supposed to be. If you are doing what you're supposed to do, then this period when Saturn enters your 10th house is going to be a reward cycle. You will become the authority. You will gain amazing respect. There's a solar eclipse that falls in your 10th house on November 13th, amplifying that Saturn energy. Money can be some of the quicksand part for you this year. Neptune, the planet of spirituality and inspiration, but also confusion and self-deception, will enter your 2nd house after February 3rd. And this can be some trouble for you with money. You're confused about financial decisions. You're confused about your earning potential. You might be second-guessing yourself. Have someone else help you before you make financial decisions. Neptune is not going anywhere. Neptune will be in this part of your chart for many, many years now. I want you to understand that the best way to use this energy is to begin to develop talents that are more in line with Neptunian energy. Things like music, things like the arts, inspiration, photography, film, even spirituality and the psychic world. Any talents in those areas you can now make money from. Mars will be retrograde in your 8th house of joint finances from January 23rd until April 13th. And during this time, you might encounter some frustration and delay in a joint financial matter. Maybe you're waiting to hear about a loan, maybe you're waiting to hear about a line of credit or some kind of settlement matter. If you filed for bankruptcy, there could be some setbacks there. If you are dealing with tax issues, it could be a real annoying time, because this does happen to fall during tax season. I want you to be very careful about how you file your taxes this year, Aquarius. Do everything on the straight and narrow, give yourself plenty of time, and make sure you are on good terms with your accountant and financial advisor. After April 13th and until July 3rd, you're going to see things start to develop and move forward again in joint financial matters. Overall, Aquarius, as you can see, there's a little bit of quicksand feeling in 2012, especially when it comes to money. You're going to get past that. Don't drown in that. Focus on the positive, amazing developments that you have, especially in matters of the heart.